Hi guys, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be doing Mobile Suit Gundam Extreme Versus. It's an arcade beat 'em up game, or 3D arena beat 'em up game, obviously based on the Gundam Suit Mobile Suit Gundam series. It's very fast paced. It plays very much like beat 'em up, but slightly different. So you have 3 buttons. You have a jump button, which with a direction becomes your dash button, and used for your use it for your evasions or for getting to the enemy quicker. At the bottom you have a targeting button, so the battles are 2v2, so you just choose between the 2 targets. You have a melee button and a shooting button. As well as that, you have 3 combinations you can do. So you have, if you press shoot and melee together, you use your sub weapon. If you use shoot and jump together, you do some shooting special, and if you use melee and jump together, you do the melee special. So we skipped a little bit here, but the first thing you do when you log in is you have to choose your character. There are a very large choice of suits to choose from every series that there is on there, plus the special movie versions and novels, etc. So there's a lot of choice there. I'll explain a little bit how you win. So each team has 6,000 energy. The suit you choose has a cost, so they range from 3,000 is the highest, then you get 2,500 and 2,000, and you might even get lower than that. What that means is, because you have 6,000 energy, if you have a mobile suit that costs 3,000, your friend has your teammate has a mobile suit that costs 3,000. If you die twice, there's game over, and the enemy wins. If you have a suit that's 2,500 and your friend has a 3,000, it means you can both die once, and then the third time will be the game lost there. Obviously, the values on the suits are important because they are the strength of the suit itself. Yeah. So if you're using a 3,000 unit, it should be a lot stronger than if you say go against a 2,000 unit or even less than that. But obviously, the bonus of a lower cost unit is you can take deaths, and you can be a bit more, how to say, you can risk it a little bit more, because you don't have to worry so much about dying while they're maybe panicking, because if they go down, that's half of their energy gone, or it might even be the loss for them. So yeah, my first game went very quickly there, and unfortunately I didn't choose who I wanted to be, so it was a pretty quick loss. This screen where you can see those 5 choices, so there's also something that they call burst. When you get enough energy from fighting, you can press all the 3 buttons together, so the shooting, melee and jump button together, and you activate a different burst. You have 5 bursts, so you've got movement burst, which obviously increases your movement. You have a fighting burst, which increases your melee damage, but it does increase your movement speed a little bit as well. Shooting burst, which obviously does the same as fighting but for shooting. And then you've got extended burst and linkage burst, they're called. These 2, I'm not sure exactly how they work. I imagine linkage has something to do with maybe powering up you and the person you're fighting with, while extend burst I'm not sure on, so I'll have to check into that one a bit further. So yeah, you can see them in this game. On the right you can see the number of uses for your different weapons. Melee you can obviously use it all the time. Shooting, however, has a charge, so you can see I've got 6 shots there, or you can also charge it up by holding it down. So some mobile suits have weapons that can be charged as well. For this particular one as well, it has a stun, so if you use the sub weapon, it shoots off some like little bits. If they hit, then it's a stun. Here you can see I've used my my fighting burst there, but yeah, didn't get him unfortunately. The game is super fun. It is very, very good fun, and I'm gonna explain kind of a situation they have actually in the arcades here. So this game is really popular. Yeah, and like most beat 'em ups, there's a lot of people that play it, and if you do the normal sort of online choice, which is what I've done now for these games, it puts you into matchmaking real fast. It'll put you with another player on your team and then 2 opponents to fight against. Well, most people have played this game quite a lot, and you usually see it when you're when you look at your mastery, might be like 1 star or 0 stars, and then they've got 4 or even the full 5 stars for their mastery, plus having all the rankings, a load of titles. So the balance of the fights can really vary, but most of the time you're not going to have an easy fight. It can be really hard winning fights. Maybe you're lucky and you have someone who's excellent on your team, or just the people you're fighting again are not very good, but this issue actually doesn't just happen in this Extreme Versus, but in most of the beat 'em ups. If you do any sort of beat 'em up that has any sort of online matchmaking, chances are you're gonna have a hard time. Yeah, from Tekken to your other beat 'em ups. So here I am going back in once more. You can put additional coins in. That's actually a new feature on the machine, which is updated regularly. The choices you have on the main screens, you have like a single player option, there's a trainer one there, there's a offline one as well, and there's one just versus CPU. So the offline one is obviously if you want to play against friends, for example, so you can have 2 friends on the A machines, 2 friends on the Bs, and you can party up and go for it, have a match. Here you can see the costs right in the middle of the screen, so you got the 3,000 units, 2,000, 250s, 2,500, sorry. And I think there might even be some even lower ones, but you'd have to have a look out for them. So here I went for the extended burst then. You do get a map choice, but it doesn't actually do very much, because the first map it puts you in for that map choice will be the story sort of mode, or the single player one. But you can see here it gives you that caution. That means you've been matched. So now it'll put you into a different stage, and well, it was the same stage in this case, but yeah, it'll put you into a stage and match you up with someone. So you can see I'm there with the little chibi guy who's 2,500, and then they've got 3 and 2,500. So that means it's 3 deaths, or 2 of the 3,000 unit deaths until other things to mention. So at the bottom you can see the boost bar. Yeah, when it's empty you can't boost, you can't jump. You got your EX bar at the bottom left there, so that fills up and you can use that. Now I wasn't aware of it because my Japanese is not quite perfect, so I can't read everything on there. But now I usually EX burst as soon as I get the halfway point rather than going for the full. However, if you go for the full bar, apparently you do get some special attacks. Now I don't know if every mobile suit can do it, but if you press all of the buttons again, then you do this attack. I might have to do maybe an additional little video just to show one of the attacks off if I can find the mobile suit that does it and I get in the situation I can do it. At the top left you can see your team's energy. So unfortunately I took a death there, so now half my energy is gone because that was a 3,000 unit. And there you go, see the enemy went down, the 2,500 went down, so it's not quite half a bar that went down for the energy. And yeah, everyone's using their bursts, so it's going to panic. One other thing so the other controls you've got as well, if you double tap left and right, and possibly forward, maybe it's just to left and right, it does like a quick step, which is obviously you can use for dodging. Most of the melee attacks kind of zoom you forwards and auto lock you on, so I guess the purpose of that side step is it takes you out of the melee attack and gives you a chance to counter attack there. Maybe the one thing that I disliked the most in this is actual guarding or blocking. To block in this you have to press the stick down and then forwards, so there's no actual dedicated block button. It is literally just a joystick combination, which is not as fast as pressing a button. If someone was just about to attack you and you could just press the block button or guard button, obviously it's immediate. But when you have to put in 2 inputs, it's just fractionally slower, which means and if you, for whatever reason, let's say you do the first input back, but then you maybe put the second one right because you're trying to dodge at the same time, then yeah, the input doesn't go in properly, so you don't actually guard. Other than that, you have some very simple voice commands that you can do. So you can, I say voice commands, you can put in some text for your teammate. You can say stuff usually like, you know, nice to meet you as the usual when you get at the end, you know, like good fight, or thank you very much at the end as well. So yeah, once more, that was just putting me in the normal single player, and here it puts me straight into the matchmaking one more time. And again, it's matched us up, so yeah, 2 3,000 units against 2 500s. So technically, my team's units are stronger, but again, if you look at masteries and things like this, yeah, if you can't hit them, if you can't actually put them down, and you're just taking all the shots, it doesn't make much difference how good your cost is, yeah, how good your unit is, as you won't be doing the damage. There are a few destructibles on the stages. They don't particularly do anything, they just get destroyed. They don't actually stop any attacks in any way. The only thing they can be a pain with is melee, because if you do dash and they get behind a building or pillar, then you'll just dash into the pillar and you don't actually just destroy it. Overall, the game's really fun. Yeah, it's super fun. It's really intense, super high speed. It can be brutal because like the opponents that you fight will be usually much better than yourself, but there's a training room. You can do versus the CPU, so you can learn all of the abilities for whichever Gundam you decide you want to play. The matches are really short and quick, so it's super fun. Controls really on point. No real issues there. Graphics are great. Game looks great, plays great, feels great. So yeah, one of my highly recommends. And it's obvious that it's obviously a very good game because so many people play it. It's been massively popular, and it's not a new game. It's been around for a few months now. Sorry, a few years I should say now, and it is regularly updated. So when there's a new series, they obviously put new mobile suits into the game. Also, this game has one of the extra machines. I mention this a lot in my videos because most of the machines, most of the arcade machines do have this extra machine, and the single use of that is in this particular game. It lets you look at things like replays. You can also like check your rankings and things like that, and I believe this one also has an online website, so you can also check a lot of your statistics online as well. Thanks guys for checking out my latest video. As always, all subscribes, likes and shares are super appreciated. If you've got any comments, just leave them below. Any questions or any machine you want me to do next, let me know, and I'll do my best to go out there and make a video for it. Fantastic. Thanks everyone, and yeah, have a nice day.